first time it happened to me, I was 8. I was in the back room with one of the wives and watching Benny Hill. He came back there, motioned for me to come to him. And when I went to him, he started molesting me. If I told anyone, my whole family would end up killed. The word on the street was, hey, if you're down and out and you're black and, you need a place to go, the bakery was there.
Bran bread, honey bread, raisin bread. If we can't be wealthy serving our people, then the wealth isn't worth the wealth.
When I was 10, my father got arrested, and my stepmom couldn't take care of us. We ended up at the bakery. He had the power of persuasion.
You are the seed of the black man if you got black in you. Black is dominant.
Sometimes he'd be up there and he'd be speaking and I'll be saying what he's finna say,
Why suffer for nothing? Why suffer being a so-called Negro? Why suffer being a consumer when let's suffer being the producer?
They're peace, right?
But it wasn't a Muslim religion. It was his own religion that Yusef Bey taught.
Make you the owner, cream of the planet Earth, God of the universe, third.
Not only violence, but color separation. Men were the ceiling and women were the floor, that you're better to follow a wrong man than a right woman. I felt very controlled at the bakery. What I wore, where I went, who I talked to, everything was controlled. He didn't really let too many outsiders come in, and he didn't really let you go to the outsiders because he had secrets and he didn't want those secrets to get out. Do you know we were not even allowed to go to the movies? He went to Guyana. He was gone for a month. We snuck and went to the movies. I believe it was 1978 when Louise came out. When he came back off of that trip, that was the first time that I had been raped. I had went to Nora, who was the foster mom, and said to her, he's trying to do things to me, and I need you to help me. And her comment was, oh, girl, he's not gonna do anything to you that he hasn't done to anyone else. Because he operated in all types of violence. In my deposition, I told the story about Usman. I was in the bakery and heard him. Now, he wasn't talking to me individually, but I overheard his conversation, and he was telling about how he walked in the bathroom on Yusef Bey assaulting a kid, okay? And telling, oh man, I couldn't believe it. And that man ended up dead 2 days later. It is a very, very strong environment to get out of. A lot of people afraid of not being able to make it in life. Oh, you leave here, you're gonna be standing on the side of the streets with signs. Basically, he scared you into staying. All of the women were instructed to never put his name on the birth certificate.
Because?
They needed to qualify for welfare. So he was getting foster care for his own children. And I'm thinking, I was a little confused about that, you don't notice that these children's last names are Bey?
Assalamu alaikum. in the most holy name.
He had a level of intimidation even over the police department. Why, I don't know, but they seemed to work in hand with him, thinking that he was helping keep the community safe when he was the problem in the community. I was ready to go. Wherever I ended up was better than where I came from. But I couldn't take care of them. At the time, I didn't see the problem with it because I didn't quite know what the problem really was. I knew he raped children and I knew he molested children, but never in a million years did I think he was doing that to his own children. I prayed, God, who's gonna help? And he told me. When Yusef Bey would answer the phone, he would say, Yas. And I said, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm sure no one else has told you. And he said, oh really, what is that? I said, that you, sir, are a rapist and a child molester. And let me tell you what I'm gonna do to you first. First, I'm gonna go to the police and I'm gonna press charges against you. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna sue you and I'm gonna take all your money. He knew from that day forth that it was over for him.
I have never beat a woman in my life. That's just not my MO. I don't have to beat and make a woman do something for me. I just ask.
The police contacted me and said, hey, we have word that he done told them to come get you. And even though I thought I was handling it perfectly fine, I didn't feel stressed out, I didn't feel afraid, but subconsciously I think I was, because I was having uncontrollable anxiety attacks. Nothing happened to him. Yusef Bey lived a very good life to the day he died. I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't see all this coming. Before Yusef Bey died, a few of his sons had been stopped with illegal guns in the car. And because of his involvement with the police department, his children didn't pay for it. None of them are paying for anything until after he died.
Two men connected with Your Black Muslim Bakery are on trial for the murder of journalist Chauncey Bailey.
He'd been investigating possible links between a local bakery and several killings in the area.
Yusef Bey IV, who ran Oakland's Your Black Muslim Bakery, was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder.
Police raided the West Oakland store called Your Black Muslim Bakery.
It sort of uncovered a very unprofessional and questionable police department in Oakland.
If I was watching television and I hear a very devastating story about a kid that's been abused, I break down, because I know their pain. My goal is to make a way for them where they can go and get counseling, shelter, and help prosecuting the person who did this to them. Abused people only go one or two ways. Either they're going to self-destruct or they're going to make a difference. You feel me? I'm going to make a difference.